Do you think that the media should promote social justice?
Yes.
Well, I don't see why they shouldn't, because yeah, there are poor people out here. Yeah, there are a lot of stuff that ends up happening, because you could have a job and just lose your house or something like that and just need a place to go. If you don't know about any places like the missions or any homeless shelters, then you're not really going to know that there is a place for you out there. And then you're going to be stuck in one place in a situation that you don't need to be in. And that's never good for anybody.
The major contribution of journalists to social justice is to provide the public with information about what is happening in their communities, what the problems are, what the resources are, what some people are trying to do about them, whether those things are good or bad, are they helping the situation, are they not helping the situation.
I think anytime, I know for us, when Channel 10, 11 or Channel 8, Lincoln Journal Star or some of the radio stations give us some airtime to talk about poverty, it makes a real difference. It allows people to know what's going on, and that's always important if you're going to engage the public, that the public can know kind of what's happening. So I think they have a responsibility to let people know what's happening.
Using the media as a tool to promote social justice issues and social justice causes, in my philosophy and my way of thinking, it's one of the 2 or 3 most important jobs that the media do have. The media have an enormous amount of sway and an enormous amount of influence in setting the agenda and using good reporting and good journalism as a social tool.
Journalists should look where there's suffering and put the suffering statements in the news so we can solve it. Really what a newspaper is mostly about is about presenting problems so that of all the people that read the news, there's people that can attempt to solve them each day.
I had the wonderful opportunity to go to Bolivia to take a group of students to do a series of interviews regarding the autonomy, the decision-making process on that country. I think that project, which is called Bolivia Reborn, has been one of the best projects that we've ever done, that I've been involved with as a part of the college, and it really kind of brings in stories about how people define themselves, how people look at themselves, as opposed to how we define them and how we look at them. So that in itself, I think it creates a very good sense of awareness of what social responsibility should be in terms of not only the American perspective, but an objective perspective that might not include an American point of view.
A good chunk of my career, particularly the last 4 years as an investigative reporter in Miami, was almost exclusively devoted to using my journalism as a tool to promote social justice.
NUSAMS stands for Nebraska University Students Against Modern Day Slavery. It's an organization that actually came out of a class that was on social justice, and the students thought that if they came together and made a little organization, that they could maybe get other students involved to bring in awareness against human trafficking, to see if there was a way to bring in laws against human trafficking, and also to see if there could be a victim-centered approach for law enforcement. So NUSAMS got involved with the whole awareness of human trafficking on campus.
We usually keep every night, there's usually 350 or more people here every night. Our capacity is about 300, so we're usually running about 40 to 50 people over capacity nightly. We've been doing that for over a year.
And what I love about the City of Mission is that they are so open to taking anybody who is in need. I mean, even people who don't have health insurance and need to see a doctor, they can provide that help for you. So for me, City Mission is one of the places I really like to support. I've been just so impressed with their integrity and how wonderful their work has been. So I think just supporting it in every way you can. I mean, financially, with your time, giving away your extra stuff. So I think that's one way we can start helping.
Right now, me and my fiance are doing our best to get back to the mission because we ended up getting kicked out earlier today.
At the mission?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're heading to the mission. It's actually...
We got kicked out from...
Well, we got kicked out from Star Street and we had to walk all the way to where the mission is.
A lot of times people aren't here because of drugs or addiction. They're just here because they lost a job or they got divorced or domestic violence is probably the leading cause of homelessness in Lincoln, not drugs and alcohol. We kind of have to fight stereotypes here. I think for a lot of people in the city, when I say People City Mission, they think homeless guy, usually transient, somebody you see down at UNL or you see on the corner. Of the 350 people I have here tonight, maybe 60 to 80 match that kind of description. The largest group of homeless people in the United States are kids. At least 100 or so kids tonight are on the streets of Lincoln. High school and middle school kids are on the streets of Lincoln trying to make it work, staying with friends, doing whatever to try to keep going. And so we know they're out there.
If you just have charts and graphics showing poverty is up 40% over 5 years ago, the data alone are not going to hit any reader or viewer in the heart. But if you show a family of 6 who is totally dependent on the United Methodist Church every Tuesday afternoon, providing them the food to get through until the next Tuesday, when you show the faces of those children, when you interview some of those 6-year-olds and tell them, the viewer, how hunger is a part of their life, then you hit them in the heart. And when you hit them in the heart, then your story has traction. And then you can inspire people to open up their wallets and open up their food pantries and help out.